Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headlines, stakeholders review and discuss proposed draft legislation to establish the Climate Resilience Executing Agency of Dominica Creed. Police close investigation into the killing of a Haitian woman with the victim's body still missing. And Dominica's first smart healthcare center opens in La Plaine. The details of the news coming up.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, galvanized and fenced pipe. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
A consultation on Wednesday to review and discuss proposed draft legislation for the Climate Resilience Executing Agency of Dominica, that's CRED, Bill 2018. Present at the government-organized event were public, private sector and civil society stakeholders. The consultation reviewed and discussed draft legislation for the Climate Resilience Executing Agency of Dominica, CRED, Bill 2018, before Cabinet takes it to Parliament. The CRED bill will allow for the establishment of the agency to empower government in its quest to make Dominica the world's first climate-resilient country. The proposed bill promotes the swift and cost-effective recovery of Dominica from climate-related disasters. It also seeks to ensure that Dominica will be more resilient to natural hazards and better be able to respond to climate-related disasters. The Climate Resilience Executing Agency of Dominica, CRED, was formed to assist in rebuilding Dominica following the passage of Hurricane Maria in September 2017. Dominica's first smart healthcare center, costing $1.6 million, was handed over during a ceremony in La Plaine Wednesday afternoon. The health center was built under the Smart Healthcare Facilities Project. Parliamentary Representative for La Plaine constituency Honorable Peter Saint-Jean thanked David Paho and the government of Dominica for partnering to make this possible. Mr. Saint-Jean said the new Smart Health Center is eco-friendly and disaster resilient. Minister for Health Honorable Kenneth Daru said the idea of developing resilient infrastructure began long before Hurricane Maria struck. He says the La Plaine Health District was selected as the primary healthcare revolution began there decades ago. The new facility is expected to be more efficient in terms of the use of water and electricity, thereby reducing cost. Police have closed a homicide investigation into last week's killing of a 20-year-old Haitian woman of Portsmouth while her body is still missing. 1 week after Luna Demezine was murdered, her body has still not been recovered in spite of an extensive search by the Coast Guard. They were reportedly informed that the victim's body might be in the sea. A 31-year-old Haitian man, Emanis Normil of Lagon, has been charged with the murder. Emanis Normil is remanded at the Dominica State Prison, awaiting trial in February 2019. Police say last Thursday the mother of the deceased filed a missing persons report at the Portsmouth police station. She filed the report after her daughter failed to return home from work at her usual time Wednesday evening. New president of the Calypso Association vows to follow through with a promise made to the public earlier this year. Davidson, the Observer Victor, was voted into the position of president of the Dominica Calypso Association late last week. During an interview with Channel 5 News, Observer reaffirmed that one of the issues he plans to tackle during his stint as president is the recent frequent incidents of ties or more than one winner of the Road March title.
A promise was made to the public after the carnival that we will not be using the system that we had before because it was causing a little too much contention, and we are working on getting something that is new. We have to look at other areas around the Caribbean, get in touch with them to see what they're using, you understand, and how we can tap into that kind of a method to see how we can get it to work for us. But definitely, we will have a more scientific way of selecting the road match.
Another concern that arose this past Calypso season involved the 2017 monarch Gregory de Caressa Revere, who walked off stage during his performance in the first round. He also failed to show up in the second round. Observer says such a situation does not necessarily require a constitutional amendment. However, the executive will prepare for possible future occurrences.
It doesn't really have to be a constitutional matter. That is something I think that we as an executive can sit down and just look at how best we can deal with a situation like that. Because it is the first time it happened, and we really were caught off guard. But moving forward, we will definitely have a way of dealing with it. So it's just a matter, it's a work in progress, and we look forward to just make sure we get things on track to do what is best for Calypso in general.
The 2019 Calypso season is scheduled to start on the 5th of January with the eliminations, quarterfinals on the 2nd of February, semis on the 16th of February, and the grand finals on the 2nd of March. Antigua's Prime Minister Gaston Brown is not happy about the way Republic Bank has approached the acquisition of Scotiabank operations in his country. Republic Bank is moving to acquire Scotiabank's operations in 9 Caribbean countries, including Dominica. Channel 5 News reached out to the local Scotiabank office Tuesday and received the following statement. It reads, "We are proud to work with Republic Bank, a leading company who is well positioned in the market to invest and grow the business and to provide our customers with enhanced market-leading solutions and best-in-class solutions that meet their financial needs." But the reaction from Antigua is very different. Gaston Brown says the sale of Scotiabank operations there cannot go through without the approval of his government. Brown wants local banks in Antigua to be given priority to purchase Scotiabank operations. He also wants to ensure that local investments and savings are protected. Brown says to attempt to sell the bank's assets without the requisite consultation and agreement of the regulators and the government of Antigua and Barbuda is unacceptable. You are watching Channel 5 News. We'll have more after the break.
Stay connected and share your favorite holiday moments with Flow. Get the Alcatel A1 for $199 when you activate an extra-large prepaid combo plan, or the Samsung J4 for just $399 with a large postpaid plan, and get free talk evenings and weekends. Plus, get free WhatsApp on large and extra-large prepaid combo plans and sign up for any new service for a chance to win cash or hampers every week. So make it Flow for everything mobile this Christmas. Terms and conditions apply. Visit discoverflow.co for more.
M&J Covering is the producer of designed galvanized and galvalume in Dominica. They design to your specifications, color and length, 4 styles of galvanized and galvalume pre-painted roofing sheets as requested, and supply all your galvalume accessories. M&J Covering helps you control spending and reduce waste. At M&J Covering, they are also equipped to build your roof to precise standards anywhere on island. So come to M&J Covering at 1 Mile in Portsmouth or call 445-5001 275-5003 today.
A local economist believes Dominica's move towards legalizing cannabis strictly for medical purposes is nonsense. When asked his thoughts on the country's changing stance towards decriminalizing cannabis for medical purposes, McCarthy Marie said that would be a complex procedure and Dominica should just go full scale with the legalization of the plant.
Well, I would say legalizing it for medical purposes is not the way to go. It should simply be legalized, because if you're legalizing it only for medical purposes, then you have to have a pretty complicated system in place to regulate who grows, how much he grows, who transports, where you buy, and the person taking it, of course, should have some kind of license to take it, which is a situation that's much more complicated than what we have now. It is to say it's illegal and anybody who has it, you arrest him. To go to a sort of a half thing wouldn't work.
The economist is of the view now is the time to legalize the use of the herb, as other countries have gone in that direction and others are making steady strides on that path.
Well, I think we should just jump straight into legalizing it because a couple of countries have legalized it and they haven't imploded. And it's no worse, as far as I'm been told by medical people, than alcohol, which is quite legal. You simply need to regulate it so that as an interesting and important thing is that it should be kept out of the hands of children, because they have growing brains. Until you get 25, your brain is still growing, and therefore substances like that will interfere with its natural development.
Marie says legalizing cannabis all the way would have several economic benefits for Dominica.
If it's legalized now, it will be a crop like any other crop. And importantly, we would get people who wish to smoke marijuana legally come into Dominica to consume marijuana. Yeah, so, and I don't think more people in Dominica would smoke marijuana than presently want to smoke marijuana. Maybe a couple of people might try to say, let me see what this is all about, etc., and leave it at that.
150 fisher folk are being targeted to benefit from a new World Bank agriculture project.
Earlier this year, farmers and fisherfolk were recipients of financial assistance under a World Bank-funded agricultural emergency response grant, which saw $18 million being distributed to those categories of workers. However, Acting Senior Fisheries Officer Julian Defoe explains that more financial assistance is on the way for the country's fisherfolk.
How we introduce fishers back into the industry, have to be on a much careful basis, because you have to look at not only the number of boats that you return in, but the status of the resource. Okay, so they have to go par and par with information and status of the resort and how quickly you return people. And also there have to be a balance. So you do not want to introduce so many boats into industry too quickly, and then we are not able to support them with adequate ice, adequate storage. But there are, plans by government to support fishers, and they will continue to support. One of the main avenues by which support will come going forward to fishers is from the new World Bank Agriculture Project, which is separate from the cash grant. We are up to a number of 150 fishers will be targeted under that program, and they will be given support for replacement of their fishing boats and other assets.
Defoe says outside of the financial program for the fisherfolk, the division is also on a data collection drive in collaboration with international agencies in order to help build resilience in the fishery sector.
We have a number of projects ongoing, a lot of them with international partners, because some of the information that require are highly technical, so we require support to do so, such as socioeconomic assessments and also in techniques to do emergency response in acquiring and collecting fisheries information after a disaster. So all of these are new capacities we are building within the division to better deal with future disasters.
For the fishing community, it is a challenge to get ice to store the day's catch. The acting senior fisheries officer says there are plans to secure 2 small ice machines to help ease the burden on fisherfolk.
We are engaging the Japanese embassy on a separate, smaller project, which is really has nothing to do with the bigger one, which is also from the government of Japan, which is the rehabilitation, to provide 2 smaller ice making units to be placed at the facility. And most likely, based on how things are going, it might come to fruition early within the first quarter, hopefully, of 2019.
The Roseau Fisheries Complex, which was the largest producer of ice, supplying up to 70% of ice for the fishing community, was damaged by Hurricane Maria. Full operations at this building are expected to resume by mid-2020. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
And police still trying to find 4 young men involved in a shooting in Tarishpit. On the evening of Thursday last week, 4 young men reportedly attacked Yokini Alfred, leaving him with a gunshot wound. Police say about 8:30, Yokini was standing on the public road in Tarishpit when a vehicle stopped alongside him. 4 young men got out with guns and tried to force him into the vehicle. He resisted and they beat him on his head with the guns they held. He was able to break free and run, but was fired upon. One bullet grazed him on his right thigh. The men rushed back to the vehicle and left. Yukini was taken to hospital where he was treated and discharged. He sustained wounds to his head, right toe, and right thigh.
Get ready to open the best gifts with Flow this Christmas. Sign up for a new broadband or TV service with free installation, or sign up for a broadband and TV bundle and get 40% off broadband for the first 2 months. Plus, get a chance to win a 55-inch smart TV, 1 year or 6 months of free service. Enjoy big-time entertainment and big speeds this Christmas with Flow. Terms and conditions apply. Visit discoverflow.co for more.
Les moun qui ni TB estene et ben tout c'est, moun qui en bonne santé oli ouin ka respire c'est vermine là. Moun qui pa ni bon tempérament, kon sa ki ni maladie HIV, alcool, ka fumer, ti mamay et grand moun bien sensible pour ces maladies ça là. Moun qui ka tousse ni pou prendre précaution les yo en parmi moun en place publique. Couvert bouche ou le ka estene et tousse. Visitez docteur et ben place santé. Fini tout traitement yo ba ou sa joine guérison et puis maladie TB. En responsabilité ou aider du bout si men maladie TB et HIV. Protéger corps et les autres.
To end the news, a look again at the headlines. Stakeholders review and discuss proposed draft legislation to establish the Climate Resilience Executing Agency of Dominica, CRED. Police close investigation into the killing of a Haitian woman with the victim's body still missing. And Dominica's first smart healthcare center opens in La Plaine. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You may access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.